Hi, I'm Tuesday Night from A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 4, and you are watching Psycho Rick.
Lust. Lust is that feeling a lot of people get confused for love a whole lot. It has driven people down so many jacked up paths, especially forbidden lust. It has led people to have heartbreaks, broken relationships. It's even driven people to murder, or in this case, attempted murder. Join me in today's chapter as we talk about a forbidden lust between two people. This is the story of Amy Fisher. Amy Elizabeth Fisher was born August 21st, 1974 in Merrick, New York. As an only child, she was pretty much spoiled and got everything that she wanted. And as she budded into a teenager, she started getting the number one thing she craved the most: attention, especially from guys. Not only was she getting a lot of attention because she was a very beautiful girl, but like most spoiled teens, she was very rebellious. And it only got worse when on her sweet 16th birthday, her parents got her a car. However, one night, supposedly on Halloween, Amy's car was damaged, so her dad took it to a repair shop. This is where Amy Fisher meets Joey Buttafucco. Joey Buttafucco was a 36-year-old married father at the time. Marrying his high school sweetheart, Mary Jo, the two had 2 children and lived what everyone called the fabulous life. The day Amy and Joey met, according to many sources, Amy was instantly infatuated with him. Her infatuation eventually got the best of both of them when, on March of 1991, Amy damaged her car once again and Joey Buttafucco gave her a ride home. Her parents weren't home at the time, and the two went on to have sex. Now, the question of who seduced who is still a toss-up to this day, where some people believe Joey made the first move, being an older, slick manipulator preying on an infatuated teen girl, while others believe Amy made the first move, being a spoiled, rebellious teen who was already sexually active and got whatever she wanted. Either way, both wanted each other and gave into the temptation, despite the fact that, at the time, Amy was 16 years old and Joey was 20 years her senior. The sexual affair between them lasted for over a year, where not only was Amy Fisher having sex with Joey Buttafucco, but with many other men as well, for Amy had become an escort, where it was said that she was talked into it by Joey himself. All while this is going on, in Joey Buttafucco's mind, he's living the dream. He's a successful man with a loving wife taking care of his children while having a young, willing girl give him sex whenever he wanted. But like all dreams, you eventually have to wake up. And like most affairs, the side chick eventually wants to become the main. And that's exactly what started happening with Amy Fisher and Joey Buttafucco. As the affair continued, Amy started developing deep feelings for Joey. She was getting tired of, as some of us will call it, being a piece of ass, and wanted something more. And when you're used to getting whatever you wanted like Amy Fisher was, the word no never computes in your brain. Because though Joey was having fun with Amy, he was not going to leave his wife and children for her. This made Amy's already deep infatuation with him become much deeper and sinister. So through some means, she acquired a gun from Peter Guargente, a guy she met at a party one night. And on May 19, 1992, Amy Fisher put her plan into motion to get rid of the one person she felt was standing in the way of her and the man she was supposedly in love with, Joey Buttafucco's wife, Mary Jo. Being driven to their house by Peter Guargente, Amy knocked on the door. When Mary Jo answered, Amy began telling her about the affair. But instead of naming herself, she made up an imaginary young sister. Even went so far as to show Mary Jo the auto shop t-shirt as proof. This made Mary Jo Buttafucco really angry at Amy, and she asked her to leave. For Mary Jo was one of those wives that she felt like something was happening, but she basically chose to ignore it. So seeing Amy just show up at her house like this and give her this story made her really quite angry, because it's something that she didn't want to believe, but she was skeptical that it was happening. But anyway, once she turned her back on Amy, she struck. Amy hit Mary Jo in the head with the pistol 2 times before she shot her in the head. As Amy escaped, neighbors found Mary Jo, called 911, where she was rushed to the emergency room, where after an all-night operation, was saved. When she regained consciousness, she identified Amy as the shooter. Amy was arrested and charged with attempted murder, where after taking a plea bargain, she pled guilty for first-degree assault. But the real kicker was when the media got a hold of the story. When details about Amy Fisher and Joey Buttafucco's affair came into the open, the case gained national attention. And before you knew it, Hollywood was knocking at the door, doing everything that they could to secure the rights to movies and documentaries of the girl they now dubbed the Long Island Lolita. And as time has gone by, we have seen a slew of Amy Fisher movies. Amy Fisher was sentenced to 5 to 15 years in prison, but in 1999, after serving 7 of them, she was granted parole and is now a free woman. Since her release from prison, Amy's life pretty much hadn't changed, other than the fact that it was tough for her to find a job because of her known reputation at the time. So she went back to doing what she knew best, which was laying on her back. For between 2007 on up to this day, Amy Fisher became a porn star and a webcam girl. She also ended up marrying a guy named Lou Bellera, and they went on to have 3 kids, as well as produce a sex tape which was acquired by the red light district called Amy Fisher, Caught on Tape. And that concludes today's chapter. And man, was it a wild one. I'm Psycho Rick saying until next time, happy reading.